Well, hey gang, how you doing? It's Jonathan again for Tailhunter International. Time once again for the Mexican Minute La Paz video fishing report, coming to you from La Paz, Baja, Mexico, and this is going to cover all of the fishing action for this past week of the 24th of June until the 1st of July 2018. Hope you're doing well. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for taking the time to check in with us. Let's talk about some fishing, shall we? There's a lot to tell you about. Well, you know, we had a full moon this week, and in most cases I don't say much or put much stock in what's going on with the full moon. We always have fish going on here, and yes indeed, we did have some great fishing this week, but we also had some, well, maybe not such good fishing. And here's what I think happened. The full moon caused a lot of these fish to decide that they're going to chew, because there's a lot of bait. And so we saw big fish here. We caught some big fish. And it was once again one of those weeks where you either caught big fish or you caught nothing. Or you went for the smaller fish and had a lot of action, but nothing really to take a picture of. You filled the ice chest. You just didn't get any of these, you know, trophy fish to send home pictures to the folks at home. And it was just one of those weeks where there was big fish or there was small fish and not much in between. And if you went for the big fish, you know, you got the big fish, or really you went home with nothing for that particular day. One boat would get the fish, another boat wouldn't get fish, and it was just one of those picky weeks where big fish or nothing, and nothing quite in between. You know, there were some of the days, and I think this really had something to do with the full moon, was that we had fish jumping around. The big tuna are back at Soralvo Island, not just at the north side, but also at the south side. There were these big, you know, the smaller fish, 40-pound tuna. The bigger ones that we saw this week, 60 pounds. And then there were fish that folks fought for an hour, 2 hours, straining lines, hurt backs, bent rods. Big. I mean, they just praying for a view of these fish and never seeing what they were. And we estimate these are some fish over 100 pounds. But we'll never know because we never saw them. The guys just fought them for a long time. But that's the heartbreak of some of the fishing right now. You either get a big fish, and it seemed like almost everyone had a shot at these big fish. We probably lost, I don't know, 70–80% of the fish caught. It's one of those things where you come on the beach, you check out our numbers, and it looks like fishing is really bad, really terrible. We're not catching many fish, especially if you were fishing with our Las Arenas fleet. But then you talk to the guys and they go, shoot, I had a fish on for an hour, or I had 2 bites and I just didn't set the hook, or I had the fish and was close to the boat and he was a monster, and then bing, fish swam away. So we hooked a lot of fish, but we sure lost a lot of fish. This included the tuna, but also there was some big wahoo this week. We probably had one of the better wahoo weeks we've had in quite a while. And here's the thing, and again, I come back to the full moon, because what we had was we had fish jumping. There were days when we didn't catch or didn't even hook a lot of fish, but the fish were definitely there, and this is why I know why. The guys would come back, the ladies would come back and say, there were fish around us, there were fish breaking, there were big tuna, there were these Volkswagen yellowfin tuna rolling around us, jumping around us, going after stuff, chasing, running by the boat, and they just wouldn't eat. The same with our La Paz fleet. There were yellowtail out there. Now, here we are in July already. Should be warm. We shouldn't see any of these yellowtail, but they were telling me there are schools of yellowtail out there, and they just wouldn't eat every day or two, or now and then, and they just wouldn't go. Same with Dorado. We're seeing more and more Dorado as the waters get warmer. There was schoolie Dorado around some of the boats, but they couldn't get these fish to bite. So here's what I think. If you're coming down this coming week, things are going to break loose. This full moon obviously can't last forever. It's on the wane right now, even as I'm doing this fish report. These fish that are just breaking or jumping, just swimming around, just free swimming around the boats, I think it's going to break loose. So I'm looking forward to some really good things happening. Anyway, just to give you an idea of some of the size of some of these fish, take a look at some of these photos and I'll come right back to you. Anyway, listen, I hope that gives you an idea of some of the quality of the fish we had. We didn't have a lot of fish, but the fish we caught were some really nice, chunky, trophy, tough fish. And there was a lot of fish we just never got to the boat and they broke off. It's That's what happens when these fish are big, and that's why these fish are big. Other than that, we had pargo, cabria, we saw some amberjack, some smaller yellowtail. A lot of action if you fish with our La Paz fleet. Bonito around, so you can still have a great, full, fun day. Still put a lot of fish in the ice chest. Hopefully everybody had a good time this week. Anyway, that's going to do it for your Mexican Minute La Paz video fishing report for this week. Hope you're having a great week. If you're going to do some 4th of July stuff, have a safe, happy 4th of July. We really miss being back home in the States with fried chicken and stuff on the beach and potato salad and all that. So celebrate for us, would you? Anyway, God bless. Take care of each other. Thanks for checking in. This is Jonathan for Tailhunter International in your Mexican Minute La Paz video fishing report.